Hey friends, thanks for stopping by. I have got an extra exciting video ahead today. If you're familiar with the phrase Frankenplanning, I've got a video very related to that. It's just a little bit of a twist. We're gonna do some Franken journaling. For 2022, I've got a goal where I wanna read more and I also wanna write more. I just really want to take care of my mental health, and I think I'm going to do that through reading and writing. And I thought making my own little Franken journal with all sorts of different fun supplies to help me achieve that goal, I felt that this would be a fun way to get that done. So I've got all my supplies collected here. What's really exciting about this is that I think I've got a pretty good sampling of supplies from all sorts of different brands that hopefully a lot of you know and love. And if you don't, maybe you'll love them a little bit more after watching this video and you'll want to check them out. All right, let's dive in. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to just pull everything aside and we're just going to tackle this step by step. Okay, what I have here is basically a notebook cover from Jane's agenda. It is fairly transparent. I'm not sure if you can see through the camera lens, my hand showing through that, but this lovely book pattern I just think is so perfect for what I want to do here. And I've also got some medium black metal Happy Planner discs. So I'm just going to pop these on here and we're going to get started. Okay, they're all attached. It's obviously very wobbly, very unstable, but it won't be once we start loading it full of content. Okay, the next step, what I have here are some clear, fairly transparent dashboards that I got from Cloth and Paper. And we need to label these. So here is where you'll get an idea of how I'm going to structure this notebook. I've got my Dymo label printer and I've got some transparent labels loaded here. And I'm gonna divide this out into 4 sections. And the first section is going to be Track It. This is just where I'm going to be tracking all of my progress. I'm going to do some additional videos that will dive into some more of the specifics, but for Track It, it's just tracking my progress, literally what it says. So I've got something pre-laid out here. For my size, I'm going to pick small and let's print it. My next dashboard will be called Note It. And for Note It, it's literally just going to be me taking notes. I feel like for some of the books that I'm going to read this year, especially some of the more self-help kind of themed ones, I feel like the best way to really drive home what I'm reading is going to be to take notes. Just rewrite, listening to it and writing it out is really just going to help just pound it in my brain. So section number 2 is Note It. Okay, section number 3, I am going to call Rate It. So after I've finished reading a book and after I finish taking my notes and really gathering my thoughts, I want to dedicate a page to basically providing maybe a little bit of a summary, maybe giving it a star rating, and I'm hoping that I'll share a lot of those with you so that you can decide if you want to read it. So section 3 is Rate It. And section 4 is going to be called Write It. This is one section that I'm probably not going to share a ton with you on at this point, but I am working on writing a book. And I am at a very early stage in it right now, and I am basically writing an outline at this point. Just writing it by hand, nothing fancy, and that outline is going to go in this book. I am just going to label it, Write It, and it's just going to be just basic note pages, and yeah. So let's just go ahead and get this one printed. Okay, I've added the labels to each one of the dashboards. I've got them loaded on the discs, and I'm ready to add the rest of my content. And as you can see here, it's really nice and neat and organized. You can see it perfectly from the top. And this will serve as like a bookmark kind of from each section. I'll move it around as I take more notes, and it's just going to be really awesome, really helpful. Okay, next up, we're just going to start laying out some pages. The first page I'm going to add, this is from Jane's Agenda. This is really just a simple little cover page, just a little quote. You owe it to yourself to do the things that make you happy. And I feel like if I can accomplish everything I want to with this journal, I will be a lot happier. And what's really cool about a lot of Jane's Agenda materials is that they just really work when they layer on top of each other. So you've got this beautiful simple page, but when you put this cover over it, it's a little bit hard to read, but it's so cool to put this sort of semi-sheer book design over it, and it just looks really sleek, and I'm just in love with this. So this is just a little bit of a cover page. Next up, I am going to insert the blank paper that I want to use for my Track It section. I'm going to do a video definitely for this, but I've got basically some dot grid pages. I've got a little dashboard that has goals called out on here, and I've got a couple of black dot grid pages. The white dot grid pages, these came from a Happy Planner filler paper pack. The goals page came from a Happy Planner, I think it was an extension pack. And the black dot grid paper came from Light's Planner Action, and she releases black paper, I want to say it's at least monthly. She doesn't always have it in her shop, but if you like her on Instagram, she always provides updates when she gets that added. So the Track It section isn't going to be super big, but it is going to be pretty interesting. I think it's going to be fun. Okay, we are ready to load our Note It section. Before I start loading the blank pages, I am going to load this is just a cardboard divider, I guess, a cardboard divider that I got from Jane's Agenda. This came as a set of 3 that you'll see the other 2 designs here in just a second. And it's very just sort of like library book writing kind of themed. I just thought it was so perfect for this journal. So I'm going to pop those on the discs. And then much like the cover that I showed you, it is really awesome. You can also layer kind of sheer quote type pages on top of it. This is also from Jane's Agenda. This particular one is a laminated kind of a vellum page. Not everything that I'm going to load is laminated like this, but I just think it's so cool. Live, love, dream. And you've got the little library, card file behind it. Not sure if everyone from this current generation will understand the complexity of the card file in this picture, but I just think it's so cool. So Live, Love, Dream. We've got our little divider here. All right, so for Note It, we're just going to load some blank note pages. This came from a very neutral Happy Notes, and it's nothing complicated, just some dot lined pages, kind of a design here on the spine that I like. It's fairly neutral, and I think this is just going to work perfect. I've picked out, it's about 25 pages. I may need more, but I figured this is a good place to start. Okay, we are ready to load the Rate It section, and my cardboard divider and vellum page is equally as awesome as the last one that you saw. So we've got this really cool image. Again, this is from Jane's Agenda with just the spiral staircase and just a really awesome library. And I'm just going to pop that on the discs. And the vellum page that'll go over it says, "Grateful for all that is known to me and all that is yet to be shown to me." also Jane's agenda. And it just looks so cool, layered on top of each other, at least I think. All right, and much like the Note It section, I'm gonna load some of the same paper, again, from a Be Happy Notes notebook. I may shake up the paper just a little bit because this is something that I do hope to share with you all. And I'd like to just design just a really cool page, maybe include a picture of the book, maybe do a little bit of doodling. I'm not sure. So I may change up the paper a little bit, but this nice neutral paper will definitely do for now. Okay, that brings us to our last section. This is the Write It section. And again, just another beautiful cardboard divider from Jane's agenda, and over it I'm gonna put this quote. I think it's how we are supposed to be in the world, present and in awe. Let's just get that on the discs. Come on. Okay, I'm not going to load the pages for Write It because I've already got a pretty healthy start to my outline, but I will load those pages here in the back, and basically this is it. So just a quick refresher, we've got an awesome little quote page, we've got Track It, just a few blank dot grid pages just for tracking our success, and can also write about some of what happens as a result of everything that I read. We've got Note It. So this probably won't be shared that much, but just some basic notes from some of the books that I intend to read this year. Then we've got Rate It. And Rate It, I hope to share with you quite a bit. And just, again, some blank pages. And Write It probably won't be shared very widely, but very beautiful notebook here. Very happy with it. I'm hoping that if I really use it for all that it's worth, I'm hoping that it will just be bursting at the seams to the point where maybe I need to upgrade to bigger discs. But I can't wait to fill this out, and I hope to update you all throughout the year on it. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to drop me a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later, friends. See ya.